Severe tropical cyclone Sean, currently a Category 3 system, is impacting parts of the Pilbara coast with damaging winds and heavy rainfall. And we can see that clearly here on the radar image with widespread heavy rain and thunderstorm activity along parts of the Pilbara coast. And we can also see the eye of the cyclone well off the coast, and that's continuing to track towards the west-southwest. But many of the Pilbara coast overnight and early this morning saw widespread heavy rainfall and damaging winds. We can see that on our observations, with many areas experiencing winds in excess of 100 kilometres an hour. That includes around the Karratha area, where we saw winds gusting to 107 kilometres an hour last night. But we also saw very heavy rainfall there as well, with a fall of 270 millimetres in the 24 hours to 9 a.m. Western Standard Time. But we also saw widespread 50 to 150 millimetre falls as well through parts of the Pilbara coast. And that's been leading to flash and isolated river flooding as well. But what is the cyclone doing right now? Well, we currently have a Category 3 system sitting off the coast, and cyclone warnings are current between Mardi and Ningaloo, and that does include the communities of Exmouth and Onslow. And we expect it to continue moving towards the west-southwest, possibly intensifying into a Category 4 system as we get into the overnight hours before weakening again as we move into day on Tuesday. But note, it is well away from the WA coast, and we should see conditions easing tonight, but we still have to get through the late morning and afternoon period this afternoon and this evening. So what does that look like in more detail? Well, we're still likely to see widespread rain and thunderstorm activity continuing to stream on the coast as it all wraps around the cyclone offshore. But as we move into the afternoon and evening hours, we should see a slow contraction of this weather towards the west, clearing from the east and slowly contracting towards the Capes as we move into Monday night and Tuesday morning. And while it might be an intense Category 4 system off the coast, conditions will be easing along coastal areas, but still windy with gusty winds and also showers and thunderstorms likely. But then as we move into Tuesday night, conditions should really start easing through northwestern parts of WA, but the cyclone will continue to remain well off the WA coast. Now, we're also likely to see an additional 50 to 100 millimetres through those coastal areas of the Pilbara, with isolated falls in excess of 100 millimetres possible, particularly about some of our offshore islands and around the northwest Cape. And because of that, we could also have flood watches current. That means if you live in these highlighted areas, particularly on coastal areas, additional forecast rainfall could lead to flash and riverine flooding. So quickly to reiterate, cyclone warnings current from Mardi to Ningaloo, including the communities of Exmouth and Onslow, for heavy rainfall and damaging winds that could bring down trees and power lines, and rainfall could lead to flash and riverine flooding and possible inundation of homes, properties and businesses. So if you live in this highlighted area or know someone that does, make sure you stay up to date with the latest forecasts and warnings via our website, app and social media, and listen to all and any advice from your local emergency services.